Hello, everybody. Sorry for the voiceover. I did not find a good way to segue this over to part 2. Hopefully you enjoy part 1 first over on Rhonda's channel, and then this is a continuation of our discussion about friendships and what friends look like.
Finally told a coworker that I have a YouTube channel. And I've been very hush hush about it because I just it's awkward. Eventually I'll get around, it'll be fine, but it's awkward. And I was, because this person is into diamond painting, and I was like, well, I'm telling you. And I was like, and I do have this other thing that I do on YouTube that is diamond painting adjacent. Where we talk about, I keep bumping this screen, I feel really bad. Okay, stop screen. Okay. And so I said, I do this, it's called Mental Health Musings. And I do this, video with my Canadian friend, Rhonda.
Do you know someone?
And that was how I presented it. I didn't say online friend because we didn't meet online. We met through the retreat. And so I didn't feel like I could say my online friend, but you're my Canadian friend to identify, you're not somebody that lives nearby. It was a thing. I had to say my Canadian friend, Rhonda. And then I kind of stopped and I was like, well, why did I say that?
Yes.
What does it matter?
Yeah. And I think for me, that's my question. It's why do I feel like I have to explain you're just a friend? Right? But there seems to be this need for me to go, well, I have my friend who's online. And I think, as I'm saying this right now, I'm thinking, I wonder if I have a challenge with the word online, because when I think online, I automatically think online dating. But I'm not online dating.
And there is a stigma around online dating that used to be there, but it's not anymore. And I think that that's a generational thing. We were both born in the 2000s, right? We're not that old.
Exactly.
But there is, I remember when online dating first came around, and it was, you're going to get, murdered, or you're going to find a rapist, or you're going to find, it was all we would make fun of people when they met online, and they would date people that they had met online. That was a big thing for a little while. People would joke about it. And now, though, it's normal now, because especially post-COVID.
Yes.
That's, honest to goodness, I met my boyfriend online in the middle of the pandemic. I did. I met him
on telephone
in June of 2020. I met him in June of 2020. So yeah, I think it's got a stigma and an awkwardness to it, but that's kind of why I think I feel so awkward saying that I have a YouTube channel and I create content, because that just seems like such a weird, I think it's part of it is a generational thing. I do. I just think it's normalized now. Kids were learning in school online now. It's people work remote.
True. And I think part of the other thing with the online, as we're talking about it, is there's also this view of people who are creating, they have their online lives, or the influencers, the TikTokers, the YouTubers, the Instagrammers. It's you want to talk about you. And I'm like, well, no, that's not why I created my channel. I created my channel so I could have somewhere to post, to share what I was working on, because I don't have person friends. I'm like,
right.
That didn't sound good either. Because I remember being at the retreat, and you gals, I was sitting there working away, and I don't even remember who it was. They just turned around like, Rhonda, you have a YouTube channel? I'm like, yes. You never told us. No. Right. And it's not bad. And there's nothing wrong with having a channel. It's a way to connect. And to your point, I think it's trying to change how I have learned and associated when I was growing up, or as I was an adult, going, oh my God, all these young kids have like YouTube channels and TikTokers and but it's also a community. A community
Yeah.
I don't have, but it is so vast. And I get them. I don't feel so alone.
Yeah.
And I do consider them my friends. Like, gosh, there's things I tell you guys online that I'm like, I don't tell anybody, especially lives. And because there is that screen, I feel a little more comfortable because you can't see my face.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And seeing for me, I created my channel. Well, I joined the events because of that community. I really enjoy knowing other people are working on a similar kind of project. I'm doing this dragon because it's the year of the dragon, and I know people are doing dragon diamond paintings right now.
Mm-hmm.
I like the community, and I know not everybody in this community is created equal. I know that there are some cliques and there's some groups, and I don't fit into everywhere, and that's okay. But I actually created my channel not because of I wanted to be a part of the community, which has been a phenomenal thing. I love being a part of the community. I love the people that I've met, and the going on that retreat was such a blessing. You know, that's all wonderful. But I created it because I met a lady in a store, and I was looking for diamond paintings, and I had been talking, and she had come down an aisle, and she heard me talking, and she goes, "Oh, I saw them down that way." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And she was like, "So what is it?" And I was like, "You knew what I was talking about, but you don't know what it is?" Like, it, I didn't say that out loud, but that's where my brain went, right? And I was like, "Well, it's this." And she was like, "Well, I've been looking into it, and that's why I'd stopped to look at the display. I just don't know what to pick and all this other stuff." And I was like, "Well, come on over and I'll help you." You know?
Yep.
And so I helped her pick out a diamond painting, and then she was like, "You've been so informative. Do you have a YouTube channel that I can follow?" And I kick myself every day that I didn't already have a channel when I met her, because how amazing would that have been to be like, I met this lady in a store and I was able to help her, and now she is able to find additional information on my channel. And so and even then it took me a little bit after that, and it was the encouragement of all you ladies at the retreat that I finally, was like, you know what, I think my camera on my phone will just have to be good enough. And honestly, I'm really impressed with the quality of the camera on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's been working perfectly fine. I don't have to do anything else. And so I created my channel because I wanted to share my knowledge. I have been doing this for 4.5 years, and I am an artsy fartsy kind of person, and I love being creative and creating, and I've learned a lot of tips and tricks and things that can be done that I don't see everybody doing. And so I thought, well, I know a few content creators do share some of those things, but I don't see a lot of them. And I think the more that is out there doing things like how to bling up your canvas, or talking about different things, or just even having a different taste in diamond paintings, it all matters and it all counts. And so and so I'm so happy to be a part of this community now, and I never in a million years would have imagined myself doing this, except for that lady asking me, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" And I've really, why not? Because I love to teach people. I really get a lot of enjoyment out of knowing people learn things. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I like helping people, but I have a hard time going online. Now, if it's like a one or two or a small group, I usually have no problem. And even this past week, you guys know I'm not a huge multi-placer. You can see that tonight I'm filling in my squares with my single placer. In our craft group today, I actually shared how to multi-place with two individuals in the class, and they're like, "Oh, it's not that hard. Maybe I can try this." I'm like, you can try it. If you like it, go for it. If you don't, don't. When you have your multiplacer, you can fill the whole thing up. You could do 2 here, 1 here, do 3 here or whatever. And it's so funny because I'm not a multiplacer, but I love sharing information. And
Yes.
it's just like, ah. And I'm like, Rhonda, why don't you do that on your videos? Because I'm not a multiplacer. But you know how to do it. And
yeah,
if you hadn't a channel, then you would have been able to share it. You would have had
exactly.
another friend. And I think that's the interesting thing too, is while we are online, we don't know where everybody is located. The number of people I have met and have become friends with, and they go, I had to travel this distance to find this person who lives 10 minutes away from me. And they're friends now. So I think getting older is really hard to become friends with people because we are perhaps not that we're less experienced in making friends. I think there's more opportunity when you're younger with going to school, sports, activities, and us going, get outside of the house. Whereas adults, we're working.
Well, I think there's more to it than that too.
Sorry?
I think there's more to it than that too, because when you're a kid, there's such an innocence to childhood. And when you meet people when you're little, like at any age as a child, right? Your immediate thought is that person looks like somebody that I could be friends with. I need a new friend. I'm bored. I want to be a friend. Or, hey, they just kicked that ball really cool. I want to tell them, and then we're going to be besties. Or like my daughters, when they're in high school, and they were in class, and this one girl looked over and she was like, you look like a good person. We're going to be best friends now. It can be that simple. And as adults, unfortunately, we know better.
We do know.
And
we have more experience.
Yep. And we know that looks can be very deceiving, number one. Number two, it's harder to find people with truly common interests and ideals. The reason why we don't have the same friends as adults as we did with kids is because they grow and they change and they don't grow with us.
That's a good point. As you're saying that, I'm realizing I could not make. People would say that I am very outgoing. And I am outgoing. Part of it is because when I grew up, it was get out there and just get out there. Get out there and meet people. And I did it,
even though play, have fun.
Even when it was very uncomfortable. I've always had a hard time making friends. And whether people believe that or not, for me, that's how it feels. Because even when I was little, I did not like school. I was never part of the crowd. I just didn't fit in. And I would look, and I wouldn't look at people going, we're going to be besties. I would look and say, that's the popular group. That's this group. And I would always end up being part of the group that didn't have people because I didn't want them to be alone.
Yes. I always stayed behind. I always found the person that was the oddball out and befriended them.
Yep.
Because I didn't want anybody to ever be alone.
Nope. And that didn't always turn out well. I'm
Nope.
just going to say that. It didn't always turn out well. And there were times in high school where there was an individual that didn't have very many friends, and I didn't like it, and I introduced myself, and then I had to find some real friends to help me get away from that individual, because they would follow me and call me, and I'm like, oh, please leave me alone. No, this is not good. No, like, oh my goodness. And they're like, told you to leave the stray puppy alone. I'm like, I can't leave the strays alone. Sorry, it's just not me. And when that happens, it can lead to, am I picking the right friends? How do I know my friends are real friends and they're not just associates?
Yeah. So, and seeing, my mom and dad said that I was popular when I was younger, and I wasn't popular. I just talked. I think as part of my ADHD, one of the things that I do is just like, that's how I entertain myself. I can't. Oh, I really hit my phone that time. My pen went flying out of my hand. I have like a diamond went flying across my diamond. I am so sorry.
You just do what we're all doing.
Just wow, I really hit it that time. So sorry. But I couldn't stop talking. I couldn't sit still. My brain never shut up, and I didn't know how to keep my thoughts inside my head. And so I was always talking. And maybe that's part of why I'm okay with YouTube channel, because I'm pretty long-winded. But and so I would just talk to anybody and everybody that would listen. And so, and I can be pretty boisterous and loud, and so people would just kind of stand there and listen because I commanded attention. Um, and so my mom and dad were always like, "You have a ton of friends," and I was like, "No, really, I don't. I know people, but I don't. They're not my friends. Like they just listen. I don't know why." And so I think that there's a thing like maybe there's a difference between, what we consider friendships and maybe, because I think sometimes I think too hard about it because, I sit back and when people ask me, about my friends, I'm like, I really don't have friends. But then when I sit back and I think about it, just because you and I can't hang out and go do stuff because we live in different countries doesn't mean we're not friends.
No, exactly.
And my friend that I haven't seen her in a year, just because I haven't seen her in a year, doesn't mean we're not friends. And, we all have different things that we do in different parts of our lives that keep us occupied and busy. I just don't have. So what I need to clarify is remember to say, I don't have friends that are available to go do karaoke with me.
I love that. I love that. Because I think when you say I don't have friends, it sounds very final.
Yeah.
Whereas they are just not available at this moment, or, I haven't seen them in a while. I wonder how they're doing. Now, I also know when you're saying that, there are times where I am thinking of people, but I don't get around to actually like saying, hey, just wanted to drop you a line. I'm thinking of you.
Oh yeah. Mine is always at the worst times. I'm in the middle of work where I can't have my phone, or I'm in the, it's nighttime and it's dark and nobody's awake.
Yep. When my brain finally like kind of settles and it's like, oh, and I just get a smile. And I'm like, I wonder how they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So I think friends can be different, but I think that's definitely something I need to. No, it's something I know I'm working on, and defining what a friend is for me. And there are different types of friends.
There are.
Well, I've got a good portion of this done. Now, what I didn't share with you guys is I was doing the dark pieces, and this kit has 2 R's in it.
Oh
One
no.
is a white with a dark, and one is a dark with a white. And I was putting the dark with the white letter everywhere I saw an R, regardless.
Oh
And they're
no.
different colors. They're not even close. One is 3371, one is 951. So I'm going to be spending some time going back through. Hence why I only did this section.
Oh no, Rhonda, that sucks because I did that recently with this kit.
Oh man.
And I think so here was mine. They're 2 purple arrows.
Yeah.
Facing opposite directions.
Yep.
But they're both purple.
Oh. If they were close in color, I would just leave them. But I know they're not, so
Yeah, that's gonna
on the screen.
It'll make the picture look completely different.
Really?
No, I think you should leave it. I think it would make an interesting contrast. And nobody else that has that diamond painting will have that.
And it's gonna drive me freaking nuts until I change them. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to like pull them out and then show you guys what they look like. What it looks like. I wonder if these ones, dark ones here. Okay. Okay, Rebecca, I think I'm finished. Now that I'm looking at it, going, oh my God, seriously?
Yeah, I'm wondering how much, because it looks from what I can see on the screen, it looks fine, but you're doing checkerboard, so I can't see what you filled in wrong.
This is where I noticed it. In this little section, there are R's that are white on black and black on white. And I was like, no.
Wait a minute. Oh no, that's awful. I hate when that happens. And then you have to go pick them all off. And then you have to keep those diamonds separate. You can't put them back in the container because then they will make all the other ones in the container sticky.
Yep.
It's so frustrating when that happens. That's I tend to put those in a completely separate jar in case I need them. And
well,
don't
luckily,
use them.
I did the checkerboard, so I can just move them into a different spot.
That's true.
However, I am now going to be picking up ones going, nope, that one's right. Nope, that one's wrong. Nope, that one's right. Yep, that one's right.
Oh, yeah, I've done that before too. Dang, that sucks.
Oh, man.
And I just finished my square.
Yay.
So that was perfect timing.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for listening to our talk about friends and what that can look like and what it may occur. Thank you for staying through while I put all my R's in all the R spots that were not supposed to have them.
You want to tell everybody what you're working on? We never did that. We never talked about what we were working on.
No, actually. So this is Layla from Dreamer Designs that I am working on. And for whatever reason, I thought I would checkerboard the entire canvas. So it is completely checkerboarded. And now I am listening to the drills going in and clicking.
Which is really cool.
Now, I wouldn't do it on any canvas that was larger than this is a 50 by 40. So I would not do this on my J wall.
And because if you leave it out too long, the sticky may no longer get sticky. So if you don't want to make it too big.
Yeah, no. And yeah, I don't know why I did it. It's just like, I'm kind of enjoying this. So
it looks really cool.
Well, I showed it to my husband. And he's like, oh, you finished it. My son's like, you did, Mom. I'm like, no, it's checkerboarded. So
yeah, it does look really cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I also did it because it has sections of color blocking, and I'm not a fan of color blocking. So this was kind of a way to get through those color blockings.
That's really cool, because then you can just go, so you can hit those color blocking spots once and then go back over it later at a much later time when you've done everything else. So yeah, that's cool.
And I like how it's actually like popping out, because even though it's partially done, it really did pop out.
It did. It did. I was looking at that. I was like, because you started to talk about how you messed up the drills, and I'm like, I don't see how you messed up. That looks really cool.
Yeah, well, if I can switch my brain off going, nope, they are where they need to be in this moment, I might be able to finish it without having to pull them off.
And what pen are you using?
My pen is actually a Crafts with Crashly pen.
Oh, okay.
It literally is one of these pink pens with polymer clay. And this is actually like washi tape. And then she has glitter all over it. And then I've got just the regular tip for my, okay, I don't have a regular tip. It's a regular tip for the pen. And then I have my 4 multi-placer steel pen tip.
So how heavy is that compared to the other pen that you just held up?
It's really light. And that's part of the reason why I like it. It's not as heavy. So I do have one from Diamond Art Club. It's just way too heavy.
Yes.
And it's longer. So this literally is like the size of the pen. And I'm a flipper. So
Me too. Okay.
So I do not like the longer pens because I cannot flip them in my hands.
Do you see what I work with?
Yep.
I have pens. I have probably 8 or 9 pins, but they're all too heavy. And I keep going back to this one. It's just the pencil grips. And then I found this other weird grippy. It's got like finger holes, and that's what I use on my multi-placer. And I just go to town with this, and I can easily flip around, and it's so light, and it doesn't bother my carpal tunnel. And every other pen that I've tried bothers my carpal tunnel. That's why I was going to ask you about it.
Yeah, and that's why I do that. And then for my tweezers, I actually just put a squishy on my tweezers. And when I diamond paint, I literally don't even move my hand. I don't. I put the tray there and I just.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
And
that's cool.
I know people are like, how can you tweeze? I'm like, because it's already sized the width of my drill, because the squishy's on it, and I can move the squishy up and down depending on what size the drill is. And I just,
that's
I'm not
cool.
even really squeezing it. So if someone could make me one that is not like metal, but is lightweight, I would do that in a heartbeat, because it's too hard. And that's why the squishy's there. And like
that makes sense.
Like if I were to take my drills, I don't care if they're lined up or not, because I'm using tweezers, and I will literally. Like,
yeah,
they're easy.
That's how you're able to go so fast when you're doing it. Because everybody I've ever seen that does with tweezers, it takes them forever. And that's why I was like, Rhonda, how can you use tweezers? Because I need to paint faster than that. I have too many canvases.
Because they're the same weight as my pen. They're literally the same weight. And I'm
that's
like, cool. This works. I'm doing it.
Awesome. So, nice.
Yeah. So what are you working on?
This is Rainbow. What is it called? Here, this is the full. It's Rainbow Little Dragons by Sheena Pike.
Look at those colors.
Yes, it's so colorful. And I'm down here. I just finished this. I have this to do right here, this last little section here, and I'll be done with it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yep. Nice, so, nice. You what?
It's a nice.
Oh, yay, thanks. Yeah, this is turning out to be a much cuter image than I like. When I got it, I liked it. And then I was, when it got to me, because of the way the drills look and the squares look on the canvas, it just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it for a long time. I've had this for 3 years, I think. Yeah. And I finally was like, I need to just go ahead and do this. And I'm so glad I did, because I've really been enjoying it. And I love the customizations that I've done on it. And I actually took it to work, because we were doing parent teacher conferences, and took it to work. And a couple of people there saw me working on it, and they were like, that's really pretty. And I was not expecting that response, So I actually had one of my coworkers said, I might be interested in getting into diamond painting. So on Monday, I'm going to take her one.
Bring them. This
I know. I'm like,
much more fun.
I will recruit you and I will corrupt you.
Yes. And it's true, because there's times where I will see an image and I'm like, it's cute, it's nice, it's pretty. And then I will see someone actually like unbox it and start working on it. And I'm like, oh, that is so much more than what I first got from it.
Yep. That's one of the Margaret Morales's that I saw recently. I had no intentions of buying it. And then I saw somebody working on it, and I was like, the next time that comes out, I have to have it.
Yep.
It was so pretty. And it's Inside Watery Eyes. It's the one with the fish. And I was like, that makes sense if maybe you're a Pisces or something, but I'm not. I'm a Libra, but it's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I couldn't help myself. I
was like, I think I need that.
Do you have that one too?
No, he's like, do you want it or do you need it? I'm like, need. There's a difference.
There is.
So pretty. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love them. She is wonderful. Her images are just incredible.
Yeah. I agree. And I did get the most recent one that she came out with the blue dragons. I was like, how can you not get that one? It's so pretty, but it's so big and it's square. And I'm like, this is more Rhonda style, not mine.
Yeah. Bring it, baby. Bring it.
Yeah, I've been purchasing way too many squares lately, and my boyfriend keeps going, honey, what are you doing? Why are we buying all of these square diamond paintings when you know that they're not your favorite? And I'm like, they're getting better with the squares. This kit happens to be really crummy with the diamonds. There's a lot of trash. Yeah, well, there's a lot of trash. It's just a lot of trash. I've had to pick through a lot of it. And it's confetti, so I don't get to do a lot of the color blocking, but
no. But it's true. The drills do make a difference. There is a canvas that I was so looking forward to working on. It's square. It's a gorgeous image, but the drills are not consistent.
Ugh.
I'm like, I don't even want to share it, because I love the company. I love the people. And I'm like, I'll work on it when in between.
Do you have spare diamonds that you can swap out?
Oh, that's an idea. Oh,
because that's what I'm doing.
Look into that.
I have an image that I bought like really early in my diamond painting time, and it's stolen art, so I'm not going to be able to share it on my channel, but I love the image, and the black, it's full of black, and the whole background is just full of black, and the diamonds that came in the kit are awful. Like there's no way. So I have been, for the last 4 years, been collecting all of my black square diamonds, and I have enough that I can actually completely swap them out.
Nice. I actually had someone ask me this week, what do I do with my spare drills? Do you just toss them around? I'm like, no. If they're not very good, then I will get rid of them, but I will keep the majority of my spare drills in cases just like that.
Yep, exactly. And I've had plenty of canvases where I ran out.
Yeah, exactly. So you have the spare ones.
Mm-hmm. When you've done a lot of canvases, you know, if you've only done 3 or 4, it's not very likely that you'll need your spares. But I've done over 100 of these, and so to have 4 or 5, that's only 5%, you know, of my canvases that have issues where I have to swap them out. But that's still 5%, and that makes me keep them.
Do you know what else you can do with spare cards? And if you need a pen, you can send them to Kevin's Pens, Kevin and Erica, and they can make you a pen out of your spilled journals.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you something. Hold for just a second. So I have this. I'm not sure I'm even going to be able to get it on camera.
I love the chuckle.
This, I don't know if you can see, that's my trash diamonds. I'm going to actually tilt my camera up a little bit. I hope I don't make anybody sick. But this is my trash diamonds that I've collected over the last 4.5 years.
That's not bad, actually.
I don't throw any of them away because I worry about the plastic waste. So I've got a container and I just keep filling it up.
I use an empty prescription bottle. And I have many of those around.
Yeah. Well, I got this on sale somewhere. I don't even remember how much it was, but I mean, like, it's huge. I mean, this is not a tiny container. Like when I put my hand in the back of it, I don't know, let me pull it up a little. But that's the front of it. So when I put my hand in the back of it, like that's to show how like that's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. My daughter stuck her hand in there and she's like, that's so satisfying.
That's the other part of it, right? Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
Okay, we've gone like completely off topic.
We way have.
But you know
I'm sure everybody is like, what is happening right now if they're even still listening?
Minion says it's okay. Minion says it's okay.
That is cute. That is cute. Well, you know, see, here's the thing. We're joining, and we were talking about a couple things that were a little bit heavy, and you know, and so now this is like unwind, reverse, just kind of chill out for a minute, and you know, just recognize that it's okay. And I think I really fast wanted to mention that I don't like, sometimes I feel like I don't really like when I tell people it's hard for me to have friends, it's because it genuinely is. And nobody should be, you know, hard on themselves because they don't have friends, especially if you know you're empathetic and you know you're caring and people care about you. Just, you know, just because you don't have, like I said, I don't have somebody to go do karaoke with doesn't mean that I don't have friends. I'm very grateful to the people that I've met, and I'm very grateful for the friends that I have. And I don't ever want to, you know, discredit any of that.
No, absolutely. Maybe we could do a karaoke night.
I would love to. Can we do a karaoke live and have I wish we could do like a Zoom or a video chat where a whole bunch of people are on, like on Discord or something.
Yes. We're going to do that.
I think we should.
I'm taking my note down and I'm going to write that down. I'm going to spell it wrong. Karaoke jam. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a karaoke jam.
That would be cool.
That would be so much fun.
Invite a whole bunch of people to come join us in Discord.
Yeah. Do you have a Discord?
I technically, yes.
We'll figure that out. Don't worry about it, everybody. Behind the scenes. Until then, though, remember, you matter. I just happen to have a foamy heart. So
that's cute. That's awesome.
Well, thank you guys for being here. Rebecca, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for hanging out and having fun and making this more like a really fun girls' night than anything.
This has been a blast.
It has been. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Just gonna fling drills everywhere. Oh, what a night.
Yes. But it was fun. And that's
It was.
all that matters. So stay tuned, guys, because I'm sure we'll probably have some karaoke fun coming up. Let me get
Yes.
my body out of the shade. Okay. Anyways, I need to go get food.
Oh my gosh, it is. Yeah, it's 8:00. I probably need to eat dinner too.
Yes, you do. Substance is good. Well, thank you guys for everything. And I will see you guys soon.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.